Throughout football history, wise men have congregated to bring you the best stats, predictions, and analysis of the game. These are not those men. 3 derelict Oakland Raiders fans expelled from clown school for shaping inappropriate balloon animals at children's birthday parties and borrowing the school clown car to attend a Murphy's Law gig in Brooklyn. With no ambitions outside of rodeo barrel racing and the Shiner Circus, they made their way to the rolling hills of northwestern New Jersey and established a home at the Irish Cottage Inn. Surrounded by Jets and Giants fans, they called in reinforcements and established a circus sideshow of their own, known as the New Jersey chapter of the Black Hole. Join the party each week on the Fan Club Blitz, a wild ride into the world of die-hard football team fan clubs from across the globe with your hosts, Splatterhead, Fitz, and Tom, Clown School Rejects.
Yeah, Fan Club Blitz, Splatterhead.
That's
Tom.
No Potts.
No Potts.
What's happening?
Potts is on baby duty today.
Yeah. Well, Potts isn't really. He's more of a Fan Club blitzer during the season.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Mackie. We don't want to spoil him too much.
Mackie said he might make an appearance today.
Wow.
We'll say.
I doubt it's going to happen.
I found my Flatus shirt. Maybe
Did
I should
you?
put it on if he shows up.
You
Yeah.
should do that.
Yeah.
The lead singer of Pink Mackie.
Pink Mackie. We got a new band name for him every day.
Mackie Sabbath. it's going to be a constant now.
Yeah.
It's so anybody that's in the area, big 4th of July doings that weekend, Franklin Day.
Yep.
Hopefully it's not 115 degrees like last year.
It will be.
It will be.
Yeah, and then
Either that or it's going to be pouring rain. One of the two.
either way, we'll be drinking someplace.
I'm going to be standing on the bleachers.
I know where we'll be drinking.
I'm going to be standing on the bleachers yelling Slayer.
We'll be drinking at my house across the street.
In the air conditioning, watching them out the window waving.
Exactly. That's kind of what we did last year.
Yeah, we pretty much. We braved it out for a few songs, and then we'd go back and refresh ourselves, and then come back again.
Fresh ourselves with some... what were we drinking?
We were drinking Miller High Life that
Yes,
day.
we were. Miller High Life.
Yeah. All right. That's what you drink on a cold, on a boiling hot summer day,
Champagne
man.
or beer. It was cold, too.
You freaking load that with ice and make it ice cold. That's what you pouring down, man.
This is the show I got to edit.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But I'll tell you though that's a good shout out for the old school coolers. It was about 100 something degrees easily that day, and I loaded them up in the old school styrofoam that you get in the dollar store now because they're not cool enough for people.
Yeah.
That ice stayed ice cubes until about 11 o'clock that night.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sorry, it wasn't. What are those new coolers that everybody talks about?
Oh, you mean like the Yeti that's out like that?
Yeah, they work. But I mean, listen, in a pinch, you go to the dollar store, get that styrofoam cooler, you load it up with some beer and ice, it's going to stay cold.
You know what?
There you go.
I have a styrofoam one in the closet.
Okay. And the best part is when you get really drunk. I got to watch my language because this is the edited one.
I don't get drunk.
Inebriated. And when you get inebriated at an event and you break your cooler, you don't care because you go to the dollar store and get another one.
Yeah, you buy another one.
There you go.
And chances are, no matter where you are, the dollar store's open, so you can go immediately.
Absolutely. Somebody breaks their Yeti, they're going to jump off a building because they spend about $16,000 on a cooler.
Yeah.
So football.
Football.
We're getting there.
What's going on? We're getting close, man.
We are making moves. It's looking like the Raiders want to bring one home to Oakland before they go to Vegas.
I think so.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
They at least want to get out there and give Oakland a good competitive season anyway.
Yes.
That I think is going to be without a doubt.
Yeah.
I think so, too.
They're loading up with some guys that want to play ball, and they want to play ball in Oakland.
I think... Got to watch out for the Oakland Raiders and the Cleveland Browns this year.
I think so, too.
That would be...
Somebody yesterday, I was on the loading dock at work, they threw the Jets into that mix. They were like...
They could be.
They're like...
They could be.
They're predicting the Jets 8-8 this season. And I'm getting on the elevator, and the guy yells out, he goes, Jets haven't won 8 games in 10 years.
You know what the best part is? And it is true, though. The Jets... they're in the mix this year. I mean, they made some good moves. This kid's coming along at quarterback. The funny part is they're all going to get excited. They have these new special travel uniforms that are shockingly black. Wow, where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
But the Jets' reality is going to be the Patriots will lose like 2 games this year.
Yeah,
after
probably,
Gronkowski retire and all this, they'll go like 14-2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what are the Dolphins going to do?
I think the Dolphins they'll be slugging it out with the Billies for last.
Right? Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's all Patriots and Jets in that division.
And I think our division is going to be. Look, I'm going to predict it, man. It's going to be us and the Chiefs fighting it out.
That's what it's shaping up to be right now. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, yeah, the Chiefs are going to be there, but now let's see how much the NFL defenders have caught up to Mahomes this season.
Sure.
Yeah, that's always the big test, and you've seen it with them all, all the Wonder Boys and everything else. And it's like, oh, look at this guy, nobody can touch him. Look what he's doing, blah blah blah.
Yeah. So
a year and a half later, he's like, oh, I don't know what's wrong. Yeah, you don't know what's wrong.
Yeah.
Defensive coordinators are smarter than you.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong.
And you got, you have defensive end and linebackers that run like wide receivers and running backs.
Yeah.
And they're going to catch you, and you're going to go down.
Yeah.
Like I always said, if they can catch Michael Vick, they can catch anybody.
Yeah.
So, and if they can sack Peyton Manning or Dan Marino, they're going to sack Mahomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
If they can do all those things to Cam Newton, they're going to do it to Mahomes.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because he can run and
Yep.
he can block, he can pass, and they still kick his ass every day.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
Yep.
I think they're going to catch up to him, and I think I like us this year. And this is not me as a fan talking. This is me as a football person saying I like the Raiders.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
It's funny though. After all the moves, they're not on my Facebook friend list, but I notice them on Chuck's. You don't see all the little snide comments about Chucky anymore now. All of a sudden,
No.
after all the moves he made in the offseason,
Yeah.
you see all the, once in a while you see a pop up here, but it's not like it used to be.
Yeah.
Nah.
So what else we got Raider wise here?
I don't know.
It's,
Something about Clowney. I keep seeing his name pop up. How the Raiders should
Yeah.
trade a pick for him or something. I don't think the Raiders should trade a pick for him. But
No, I don't think so.
I think what the Raiders should do is keep this hype going about the damn quarterback.
yeah, I think didn't that drop off the last week though?
It did, but I think they should. I think they should pick it up some more.
Yeah, I think they should
and
too.
get some picks from the Giants.
Yeah.
Let the Giants move into fourth.
Yeah.
And let them get a quarterback and give us a couple more picks.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I still like Tom's idea, and it does make sense. Although the Giants fans would tear down Giant Stadium, but trading Barkley for that pick.
Yeah.
Because by the time they get
on the Michael K show Thursday, they were talking about how the Giants have serious interest in Murray, and they're looking to trade up.
Listen,
So.
we talked about this. By the time this is Eli's last season.
Yeah,
I'd have to
more
say,
than likely.
as a Giant, if not as a football player.
Yeah.
By the time they get a new quarterback, groom him 2-3 years. The running back's shelf life is 3-4 years in the NFL. Barkley's going into his fifth year at that point. It's not going to be. They're not jiving there.
No.
And let's face it, Barkley runs hard. He doesn't get hit a lot because he's so damn big, but he runs hard, and all his hits when he collides with other people, that makes for a short shelf life, eventually.
I'm still waiting to see what Marshawn decides to do.
That's what I'm waiting for.
What are you going to do, man?
Because I think that's like pretty much the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. They left it up to him.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just let us know you're on the team if you want to be on the team.
The door's open, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Listen, the supporting cast around him is better. I think he'd be crazy to not come back.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'll come back, man.
I think he will.
But I'm not going to,
If he does, he does.
Yeah.
I
hope he does.
I think he does.
Yeah.
I think he plays one more year in Oakland, and if it goes really good, I think he might go to Vegas.
I don't know about that. I'm not with you on that theory yet, but
Yeah. Well, it's not like, it's not far. He doesn't have to live there.
it's true. But I mean, the
know.
only reason he's playing is because it's Oakland.
Yeah.
I mean that he came out of the guy was already retired.
Yeah. Yeah.
He came back for the city of
Yeah,
Oakland.
it still does require some sort of uprooting of his life.
Right.
Right.
You know.
And he came back for the city of Oakland and for his childhood, team. And
Right.
But who knows, man?
Good.
I mean, if they pull out this miraculous season and end up, going to the big show,
Yeah.
well, that changes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they have an impressive season, they make the playoffs,
right.
maybe even win a playoff game, punch some people around,
Yeah.
he might think differently about Vegas.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now that he sees the direction it's going.
Right.
You can see right now, he's probably like, it's a coin flip.
Right.
Right.
But
Yeah, because let's face it. At the end of the day, he's an Oakland guy. He's not a Raider at this point, really.
yeah,
And he showed that after that little brawl his first season with the Chiefs, and he protected his hometown boy on the Chiefs. That's not
Right.
being a Raider. It's
No.
you're just an Oakland guy.
Yeah.
Which is fine, whatever. Just
Hey, look,
score touchdowns and get yards.
and he still did that, which is that's at
Yeah.
the end of the day.
That's what I want.
what's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
But that being said about being a Raider, and I'm sure you've all seen the his little Twitter clip or whatever from Antonio Brown, but he was training with Romanowski.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah,
He's a Raider. He
Yeah.
wants to be here.
yeah, absolutely. He wants to be here, man.
That's good.
And I love the Steeler fans.
They're going
to
overrated, worst wide receiver ever.
He's a cancer.
Yeah.
He's blah blah.
Yeah.
Bro, the cancer is still on your team.
he's only good because of Big Ben.
I was just gonna say that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
He's only good because of Big Ben. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Big Ben's he's the epitome of a
I forget
quarterback.
who it was. Another former Steeler said he came out and said here's the deal. He says and I'm going to give it to you like this. Ben's a racist, and Antonio Brown knew that he had to go out there and catch a ball from a racist jerk, and that's what all this stems from. But I think they messed that up, man. The guy read something wrong, maybe. It's rapist.
Yeah, rapist. Yes,
Rapist. I don't know. He might be a racist too. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
didn't one of them who was it, Pouncey, write that open letter to Steeler fans and Steeler players
That I didn't see.
about like trashing each other on Twitter and
Tom's either coming up with breaking news that we didn't know about.
I seen
He's
it.
making something up. But either way, let's roll with it.
No, I heard it the other day. They actually read the letter. It was something like, it was to former players that, that have been traded or got cut, whatever. It comes about like the whole, like the AB thing where, he's trashing the Steelers and then Juju Schuster, whatever the hell the guy's name is. And he's like, if you guys want to do this, fine. But you're going to do it in private. If you need somebody's, he wrote this big long dissertation or something.
They should like F you. We're not a Steeler anymore. Go F yourself.
Yeah, but it was like he like basically like pleaded for civility.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Between former Steeler players and stuff. And
Listen. Not because he's a Raider now, but look at Brown. What are you gonna say? Like, all right, you're the best receiver in your franchise history, just about. Give or take.
Yeah.
You're going, and all of a sudden, your whole fan base is saying, you're crap. We have this new guy. We have he's better. We don't even need you.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to fire back, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
blame him.
Yeah.
I mean, who's better than him? Lynn Swan? Stallworth?
No.
Okay. So there you go. I mean, Antonio Brown's a stud.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's with us because now he can't hurt us.
Yes.
For one, and he wants to be with us.
Yes.
And Big Ben. Yeah, he's it. He's the quarterback everybody wants to play for. Yeah. What other receiver across the league says, trade me to Pittsburgh because I want to catch passes from Ben Roethlisberger?
Nobody.
Get the hell out of here.
Nobody.
You got guys wanting to go play with Peyton Manning or Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Big Ben's name doesn't come up in that conversation.
No.
So, we said it the last time we talked about this crap. You had the best receiver in football and arguably the best running back in football, and neither one of them want to play for your team that's always in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you?
Yes.
What's the problem?
Yeah. The problem is they're hearing footsteps from the Brownies now.
Yeah.
So.
And the problem is, apparently, we don't know, and I don't know this for a fact, but I can only just guess. Apparently, Big Ben's a douche.
Oh, yeah, apparently.
And Tomlin has absolutely no control over the team.
No.
So, and there you have it.
No. Okay. We're going to try some Chuck's Hooch.
Let's get his...
I have to go outside and get the kibasi and sausage out of the smoker. So I'll be right back.
This is reminding me of those soda bottle sized things of wine coolers they had back in the 80s.
Yeah. Sun Country, man.
And we're gonna be. This is Chuck's homemade mead.
Nope.
The mead or the cider? Which is this? Oh, the ginger beer.
This is the ginger beer.
The ginger beer,
We have
that's
to
right.
wait for Tom, though.
I forgot about
Because we have to do our what are we drinking, even on this show. It's a staple now.
It's bad when you're making so much alternate booze that you're confusing. What
I
you're
know.
gonna be getting
Actually,
here.
what are you drinking?
I have your IPA you guys made, the brown IPA,
Yeah,
which is very good.
it's flat.
It's all right.
Another week.
I've had girlfriends that were flat too.
Sure.
Didn't make any difference.
Nah. Absolutely not. Yeah, you missed a good episode last time.
Yeah, I heard. I wish I had been here for that. I would have loved to talk to that dude.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it is what it is.
we got another
There's
one.
always tomorrow.
We got another one coming up.
Hey, listen, we're talking to the bass player from one of the best high school albums I owned.
Yeah,
That first Suicidal Tendencies album was,
absolutely. Game changer.
Absolutely. I mean, I hate to say it, I became a little bit less of a Suicidal fan as the albums went on, but that first one
Right.
was always, and still is. That's still in my
Yeah.
rotation.
Nah, it's still a great album.
Yep.
I mean, I like a lot of the later stuff too.
Yeah,
but
There is
it
some
just
stuff
wasn't the same.
there. No.
Uh-oh. Tom's dropping sausage.
You people really.
Now I'm going to have to go get Rogers. He's dropping sausage on the ground.
I had a casualty, man.
You guys really can't appreciate this show. We're actually gonna have to just do a live feed so you can just catch the whole
Yeah, catch the
aura and
whole thing.
atmosphere that's going on here.
We got so much going on. Tom's got the smoker going.
They're making booze out on the deck.
We're making beer on the deck. We're doing great.
There's half the time there's about a 400-pound dog that likes to jump around and go crazy on the deck hanging out.
All right, guys. Now, I didn't pour full glasses on this stuff.
Probably a good thing.
It's a little sweet,
Okay.
but it's
I like the smell. I'm a big ginger fan, so I love the smell.
so.
There we go.
Give it a whirl. What are we thinking?
I like it.
Think of Dark and Stormies, man.
Dark and Stormies?
Yeah.
No. You could do that.
Yeah, that would be stormy.
Yeah.
You got.
And eventually it would go dark.
Oh yeah.
It's got molasses in it, so you're getting that back end of that
Yeah.
molasses flavor.
I like it.
Did you ever hear that joke?
Which joke?
The mama mole, the papa mole, and the baby mole were going up the mole hole. The father mole stops. What were the other two doing? Smelling molasses.
I like it.
All right, good. I'm glad you guys like it.
It's got a nice ginger flavor. I mean,
Yes.
to me, nothing could be too gingery. So even if it was more ginger,
Right.
I would still
Well,
like it.
I always drink, tea with freaking steeped in ginger.
Yeah, I love it.
Make that Polish freaking Highlander
Well,
tea. That's got ginger in it.
Love
I made basically a ginger tea.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's nice.
I fermented it with ginger, and then a couple weeks into the process, I added more ginger.
It's good.
Okay.
So
So I don't find it too sweet.
No.
I find it perfect, actually. Like the sweetness level.
Pour me more.
I'm just not used to. I'm not used to drinking sweet things.
Right.
So it's but yeah, I mean it's a ginger beer.
Yes.
You know, my bottling process on this one, because I was afraid of
Glass exploding.
I could have gotten a lot more carbonation out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually find it's pretty damn good if I do like half a pint and then the rest seltzer, because you'll find. Believe it or not, you're gonna find
that would be good. Seltzer, club soda.
Yeah,
Fizz it up a bit.
you're gonna find here in a little bit that it does have a kick.
Yeah.
The last swallow, I felt it. I tasted it. The kick. Now, question: how much more does she have?
I got 8 more bottles like that.
All right. So next time, I ordered one of those. I don't know if you see those, the Growler Works growlers with the tap. And it's got the CO2 cartridges.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Haven't even christened it yet. I'll rinse it out. We'll pour it in because it's got enough carbonation that with the CO2 cartridge, it'll probably just juice it up a little bit more as it's coming through. So
nice.
We'll see how that rolls.
Yeah.
Cool.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's go into part two. Part two
of the punk rock.
of the punk rock show. Murf called the show and he asked us a question that Fitz didn't get to answer. So basically, he wants to know, with the genre of punk rock, right?
Where was the jump off?
Did it originate with a movement? Did it originate with a band or a group of bands
or a region?
Yeah,
like for instance, he used the grunge scene in Seattle, where all of that was spawned from.
Right.
He wanted to know if punk was like that.
If punk had something that, So what's your thought? We kind of gave ours, but we didn't hear from Fitz.
I remember back in the day, it was always said that it was born in the song "My Generation" from the Who.
All right,
a bunch of mods out in England in like '65.
Sure.
Also, they heard "My Generation," and that's what kickstarted. And
the mod scene and the punk scene, like in the later years, it all kind of melded together anyway. I mean, you take a band like the Jam, right? And to me,
they're the Who. The old Who
to me, the Jam, I'll put them up against the Clash any day.
Yeah.
And the Jam is 100 times a better band.
Yeah.
Before people go crazy, the Clash. I still like the Clash, but I agree with Chuck. The Jam.
The Jam
as a band or a better band.
The Jam was just the Jam to me. Outside of the Who, and most people don't recognize the Who as the quintessential mod band.
They were it. They were the first.
But because people in America kind of see the Who as like a hippie band.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But the Who was that's a mod band.
Yep.
And if you don't understand mod culture, go Google that and look it up.
Yeah,
but
and it's shown right on the cover of Quadrophenia after that. A dude on a scooter with the raincoat.
Yeah, I mean, the Who were mods, and they were, then they eventually got into the whole hippie thing and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, that was the...
That's because that's where the money was.
But that is the defining mod band of the 60s, and there were others out there.
Yeah.
But in the modern era,
I don't know. To me, I've been thinking about this since we did the last show. I don't think there's a jump off point anywhere in punk because, like we talked about, punk was an organic movement. You heard about this, you heard about that, you did your own thing.
Right.
I mean, if there was a jump off point, there was probably 3 places where it jumped off: L.A., New York, and London.
Yeah, absolutely.
And each one was a different punk scene.
Totally different scene, different sound.
So, so there's not so you can't say it's like grunge.
Okay, but
where everything came from Seattle.
Right.
Punk, no, you had the LA scene, they all had their mohawks and stuff. They tried to emulate, London.
Well, I mean, some of them did, but if you look at all the great bands out of LA.
But then New York, you didn't have Rooster Heads running around here.
But you look at all the great bands out of LA.
Yeah.
Look at all the punk bands that we recognize out of LA.
Yeah, they didn't have Rooster Heads.
You're talking about Black Flag. You're talking about Fear. You're talking about the Germs.
Yeah.
You're talking about X.
Agent Orange.
Yeah, Agent Orange. Angry Samoans.
Yeah.
None of those guys.
No.
They just.
They were just punks.
They just rolled out of bed and
and if you want to get really let me just backtrack on mine. My thing was probably the Who. I should have said more clarification. I think that was the kickoff of the English punk scene, like the Sex Pistols and whatnot. But that craziness with the Who, My Generation. I mean, there was that picture of Townsend back in the day with all punk rockers just hanging out and making faces and crap like that.
Yeah.
But I agree also with Tom. There's really no jump off point because if you want to look at, they just decided to call it punk rock. What it was garage music that started in the 50s. I
think that's the definitive answer, man. That's what me and Tom came up with last time.
Yeah.
It's like, you had some very influential stuff come out of England, some very influential stuff come out of New York, some very influential stuff come out of California. But the reality is that right here in the United States,
it jumped off with like
in
the Kingsman.
the 1950s.
Yeah.
Something was invented.
Yes.
And what that invention was the teenager.
Yeah.
Because before that, there was no, if you look around the world, there was no teenage rebellion. There was no teenage, and all of a sudden this rock and roll stuff starts out.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I think it all just goes back to Bill Haley and the Comets, Chuck Berry,
Elvis,
Buddy Holly,
Carl Perkins,
Gene Vincent, Eddie Cochran.
Yep.
I mean, that.
Yeah.
You can't get any more punk rock than that.
No.
You really can't.
No.
That was like a combination of black blues music and white hillbilly music, and it was raw. There was no rule. There weren't any rules anymore.
No.
And then what that did was once the music came out, then suddenly it translated into what was happening with the kids. All of a sudden the kids were like, they were breaking rules, man.
Yeah.
They weren't afraid. They were like, no, I don't care what my mom and dad say. I'm going to Harlem and I'm going to go watch this black band. I'm going to dance. I'm going to dance with black kids.
Sure.
And it just I said, and I didn't put it on the last episode because I wanted it to be part of part 2, but that's what the whole world was worried about, man.
Yes.
Like you're gonna turn all our little white kids into degenerate, black kids.
Reefer smoking, black kids. I'm Back to the Future. Hey,
right.
man,
because
I'm not messing with any reefer.
Because you hear people like nowadays, like the modern thing is with cultural appropriation or whatever the hell that is. But look, man, Elvis was
appropriated everything.
He was dressing like a black guy.
Yes.
He was playing basically black music, mixing it with some hillbilly.
Yeah.
And all those guys were, man. That's what rock and roll was.
Yes.
That's really that's where it all starts.
Yeah.
And everything else came after that, whether it's punk rock or grunge or metal. It all came
from that
It all
spot.
Started there.
It all came from that spot.
It all came from Memphis, damn it.
It all came from basically, yes. You want another jump off point, Murph?
Memphis,
Delta Blues, man.
There you go.
That's where everything started. Rock and roll, punk, metal, everything.
Yep.
All came from the Delta Blues.
Yeah.
Listen,
I think that's it, man.
That's
it.
a definitive answer, man.
Yeah, punk rock came from Memphis.
Punk rock came from Memphis, man. And it was hillbilly.
You heard it here. You heard it on the Fan Club Blitz.
Yes.
But listen, it's true, man, because depending, and you guys know how ridiculous I am with depending on what I'm posting, what I'm listening to. I mean, I can go. People don't follow me on Facebook or whatnot. I can go from country music to classical music in a matter of 15, depending on how much and what I'm drinking.
Mine and Fitz's playlist.
It's very disturbing that you want to go see REO Speedwagon.
Listen, first 2 REO Speedwagon albums were awesome.
Yeah, that's disturbing.
The playlist. If somebody were to open up,
listen, in my defense, also, they're not going to play anything. I'm most likely not going to go sing them. They're not playing anything from those first 2 albums because it's not.
No.
I dragged my wife, and she's driven me home from a bunch of shows that she's never wanted to see. Every once in a while, I got to kick one back.
So it's taking one for the team.
Listen.
Okay.
Now
I understand.
I've been to Dave Matthews, too.
Fitz, even if you're not going to go, just buy the damn tickets, because that's how we roll.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I have tickets in my backpack for that you left in my mailbox for that.
Yeah, we had last weekend was a very horrible concert weekend for the Fan Club Blitz.
Yeah.
People
died.
Splatterhead and Fitz had They had tickets to go see Whitey Morgan at the Gramercy in Manhattan. Couldn't make it. I had tickets to go see the Reverend and the legendary Shack Shakers in Altoona, Pennsylvania. I had a massive tooth hanging out of the side of my face. I had to give them to Pat and the other lunatics, and but at least the tickets got used.
But at least your band is going to be playing local at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
And Reverend Horton, you can catch him at any county fair from here to California at any given date. We may never see Whitey Morgan again unless we got to Illinois.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it was.
But up until this time, the Shack Shakers never came to the Northeast.
No, I was actually surprised when I saw them at Stanhope. I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting.
That was about the last time I seen them was like 15 years ago, and the closest they came was Baltimore.
Yeah.
And we drove down there to see them. So.
But getting back to that whole music thing, point being, I love especially old blues. Like you said, the Memphis, Delta Blues, it's awesome.
Sure.
That's one of the easiest transitions is if I'm listening to old 70s punk, going from that blues back and forth. It's the same thing. It's just slowed down.
Look, if somebody opened up, 1,000 years from now, when the aliens have landed or whatever, I don't think there are any aliens. I don't care what all you people think out there.
I think there's aliens.
I think we're all alone. We're all alone in the universe.
Rebecca has a good story for that. Go ahead.
But
the truth is out there, Mulder.
But 1,000 years from now, whatever happens, if somebody were to open up my or Fitz's iTunes to try to get an idea of what people listen to in our era,
it's not going to help.
They're going to be lost because I put my music on shuffle for a long drive, and Laura just looks at me like, "How your playlist?
How do you follow this?
Your playlist literally just jumped from Venom to Neil Diamond.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And you turned Neil Diamond up, because Neil Diamond needs to be played loud.
If my playlist was a human, it would be in a straitjacket.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I went to see Neil Diamond a couple years back, by the way.
I seen Neil Diamond, too.
Who I went with? I went from the original guitar player from Hatebreed and the singer of 100 Demons.
Nice.
Nice. And our wives.
Yeah.
I
went with my wife.
We're like, Neil Diamond's playing. And the three of us were like, we're going. We went up to Connecticut, the Mohegan Sun, and we were the youngest people in the at the show, which is rare for us because most of the shows that we go to, we're the oldest people at the show, other than the bands.
Yeah.
And but we got to Neil Diamond. We were literally the youngest people there, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And Neil played all the hits.
That was the only concert I ever had to actually get dressed up in a suit for.
Oh, I didn't have to do that
because my wife worked at AT&T at the time, and her boss took us, and he had a box. It was at the Meadowlands Arena, and he had one of the boxes that was all catered and everything. And she was like, "Oh, she was like, I don't know if my husband will go." And then she comes home and she tells me, Neil Diamond's playing at the Meadowlands Arena, and my boss has a box, and it's all catered with free booze and everything. You want to go? I was like, I'm singing Sweet Caroline all freaking night for free booze, baby. And sure enough, I was drunk in a suit singing Sweet Caroline, and after that, we went into Manhattan and went to some restaurant. And
we're in the weeds again, man.
Yeah,
we're off the rails.
Yeah, we're in the weeds.
So we do have an interview coming up. And, and here's
I mean, the draft can't come soon enough, folks.
No,
not for us.
2 weeks.
Because we'll have more to talk about. I don't know what the hell you want to hear.
Yeah,
we got 12 days. 12 days and counting.
I mean, we can regurgitate everything everybody else does, but
Murf says,
what's the point?
Murf says podcasts need to be topical.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what are we supposed to talk about?
Yeah.
Listen, Murf, when you have 14, 15 different personalities, everything's topical. We're talking about.
Yeah. Absolutely. So
I was a pirate about 45 minutes ago.
We do have an interview today.
Cool.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna split this interview into 2 parts. So we're gonna have part of the interview is gonna be on the fan club Blitz. Part of the interview is going to be on our new show that's coming out, Inebrination, which will be on the Crow's Nest podcast network.
Yes.
Which, look, it's all one big happy familia, man.
Yes.
You know, Murf's Fan Cave, Crow's Nest, we all cross-pollinate and do each other's shows.
Yeah.
And, you know.
We're all one big dysfunctional family.
Oh, and we have some swag, too.
And we do have some swag. We got stickers.
Yeah, we have stickers that depict our alter ego of the New Jersey chapter of the Black
Right.
Hole.
We have our North Jersey silver and black.
Yes.
Die-cast all-weather stickers.
Yep. Shield, the Raiders shield.
Yeah.
You know, a very
North Jersey logo.
Easily recognizable New Jersey logo on it. You know, you can hit us up on...
We're just stealing from everybody.
Yeah, you can hit us up on Facebook. You can hit us up on Instagram. All the info's on there.
They're nice stickers, man. And you know, the proceeds to that are going back into the show and to the tailgates.
Yes.
Okay. So all you people that want to come out here and experience a New Jersey tailgate with the New Jersey chapter of the Black Hole, North Jersey silver and black, you want that full experience, buy these stickers because that's what's paying for your dirty water dogs.
Yeah, go on and you know, buy a couple of stickers. It's not going to set you back too much.
No, what are they? Two for $8?
Yes, two for $8, and they're big stickers too.
Big stickers, they're nice stickers. 2 for $8, and you can PayPal us at
Fan Club Blitz at yahoo.com.
All right, PayPal 2 for $8,
PayPal.
and don't forget to put your address.
Yeah,
include
your.
If you just want to send
info.
us money, then that's what's going to happen.
I actually had one person do that already.
Yeah,
just sent me money, and I was like, "Okay, dude, where you live?" And he's like, "What do you mean? Send me stickers." I was like, "Where do you live?" you know, we ain't all that bright out there in Raider Nation.
We can't email them to you.
Yeah.
I mean, we could email you the pictures if that's what you want, but if you want the actual sticker, they have to go through the mail.
Yes,
the technology's not there yet.
Yeah.
For us to email the stickers.
To you. We're working on that.
Yes,
but I beg to differ. We're not stealing. You know, like picture logos or whatnot.
Borrowing.
No. We're Raiders. We're raiding.
Pillaging.
We're raiding, and it's what we get. Stealing is like sneaky. When nobody's looking, you sneak in and you take something. We're taking it in plain sight. We're raiding. It's our reward.
Yes. I think I was about to make an announcement.
I think, you were making some sort of announcement.
We have an interview. We have a guest.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
A very special guest.
Very special guest.
Yes.
Tell them who we got, Tom.
We have the original bass player of Suicidal Tendencies and Louicidal, Louiche Mayorga.
Luigi.
Absolutely.
Luigi. Coming on the show.
Raiders fan.
Iconic Venice punk.
We're gonna dig deep into, because there's punk rock, there's hardcore.
Yeah.
Now in my mind, there's only one band that literally created their own scene. Their own genre, their own look, their own lifestyle.
Yeah.
The suicidal punks of Venice and Long Beach and other parts of the country that it all originated from one band. Yeah. And there was nothing else like it.
No.
Never
No.
And that's pretty amazing. So we're gonna have Luigi on.
And it spawned the skateboard culture.
It totally skate punk. It
flipped that right off, man.
Yeah, it's just it was uniquely at the time. It was uniquely Californian.
Yes.
It was uniquely West LA.
Yeah.
Uniquely Santa Monica, Venice Beach in particular.
Yeah.
And then Long Beach suicidal punk sprang up, and there's so many bands that came out of that.
Yeah.
Excel,
yes.
Beowulf, who we talked to.
Yeah.
Uncle Slam, and Luigi was behind all of it.
Yeah.
Because once he was out of Suicidal Tendencies, Luigi played for Uncle Slam. Luigi played with Dan Clements from Excel in a band called Against, with the ST capitalized at the end. Luigi played bass on Beowulf's Jesus Freak.
Yep. Yeah, and Dale was on Louicidal.
Yeah, Dale was on Louicidal's.
Yes.
I mean, so this guy's been at the, and we're super excited to talk to him, and we'll talk to him about the band, you know, some of the old stuff. We'll talk to him a lot about the new stuff.
Yeah.
You know, tour plans. You know, my favorite punk rock record that's come out in the last couple of years was this newest Louicidal record, you know, Welcome to Venice.
Yeah.
Or Born in Venice. You know, we'll talk to him about that, and we'll talk to him about the Raiders, too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Hey, like, you were outside tending to your sausages. We were talking, that first Suicidal album was...
That's off the
game
hook,
changer.
man.
Game changer.
Game-changing record, man.
They were playing at the show place in Dover. We seen that. All of us were there.
Yeah.
And that was monumental in my punk rock.
Yeah, that was, for me, that was monumental in my life. That's one of the records that, you know, people talk about, is there a record you can point to that, like, changed your life? That's definitely one of them.
Yes. Seeing those guys live, you know, coming out here and seeing them live, like, right down the street from my house was just, like, insane.
You know, and a lot of these guys, man, they've gone on to, like, so much stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at, like, you know, I mean, Robert... Trujillo playing in Metallica now, you know. He's Venice Beach Boy, started in Suicidal. Then you got, you know, you look at you know, Mike Clark has done so much stuff. Rocky George, with Fishbone, you know, like that's where he's at now, you know. So much cool stuff, man, that came out of that one scene. And it was its own thing. So you had punk, you had hardcore, but then you had the Suicidal punks. With their own bands, with their own look, with their own scene, and you know. So we're looking forward to that, man. It's gonna be great.
Looking forward to it.
I think, and we're gonna have part of that interview for the Fan Club Blitz, and part of it for Inebriation.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So
awesome.
So we're gonna take a break.
Yeah, break time.
Okay. Cool.
We gotta re up our booze.
We'll come back with Louiche.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Hey, what's up? You're listening to the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead and Fitz, posted by the NJ Black Hole. We are here at the Irish Cottage in Hamburg, New Jersey.
Feeling good today in the hood. Got the rock loud, shiny smoke rims, sun's out, hyenas everywhere. Top down, dogtown in a heavy Chevy. Cruising slow down Speedway. I got my lean on, got the drink on. It's a brand new day, I said. Got the Pendleton, khakis creased, blue winos on, ready to hit the town. 396 Super Sport Impala, looking for the dollar. Me and the Louicidal locals are rolling to the hood tonight. This one goes out to the West Side Familia. Louicidal wrecking crew, melting round the radio tonight. My head feels right when we're rolling down Lincoln Boulevard tonight. My head feels right when we're rolling down the radio tonight. My head feels right when we're rolling down Lincoln Boulevard tonight.
All right, we got a guest. Who we got, Brody?
Who we got?
Louiche Mayorga.
Nice.
Yo.
Louicidal.
Louicidal mainly.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
So what's going on, homie, man? How's the weather out in West LA today?
Man, it's beautiful. It's like 71 degrees, blue sky, calm winds. It's really nice.
Nice.
Yeah, same here actually tonight.
Yeah. I think
Which is kinda
I
crazy.
think we have the same thing going on outside, man.
We don't have the beach.
Yeah,
We
guys
don't have
out
the
of?
beach, man.
Yeah, no beach.
Oh, yeah.
We got cows.
Yeah, we have
We got some
cows,
cows here.
and rednecks, and
Yeah,
Bears.
bears.
we got bears.
Not the gun.
So listen, man.
Where are you guys at?
Where
are you guys at?
We're in New Jersey.
North
Yeah, man.
North Jersey. We're
Yeah.
about I don't know, maybe about an hour outside of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, man.
We're,
Yeah,
we're
so-
about the furthest you can get from where you are right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how familiar I don't know how familiar you are with Northern California. I grew up in a little place called Salinas, and
Yeah, I know. I kind of know the area up there.
yeah. So I've been out here for like 20 something years, but yeah, I'm from out there too.
Very cool.
So let me just say this, man. The last, like, I love both albums. The last album that you guys put out is probably my favorite rock and roll release in the last couple years, man.
Yeah.
And
Oh, thank you.
nah, it's killer.
Yeah.
It really, you know what? I mean, it definitely touches on the old original Venice sound, but you know, even like the ska rock steady song you guys put on there is like better than 90% of like the ska rock steady stuff that's been put out over the last decade.
Hey, thank you. That means a lot. You know that song. I remember in the ska. We call it ska punk Rasta funk band called Horny Toad.
Yeah,
And
Horny Toad.
I joined that band in '89 right after the boot from I left Suicidal Tendencies, and it's so that song was a Horny Toad song, and it's, I don't know, it's about 15, 20 years old, and I was just like, you know what, but we never recorded it, so I'm like, I wanted to mix up on this album and just change the lyrics around, and that's what we got, you know what I mean? But I'm really happy with that song, Yeah. I know it's not traditional heavy stuff that I do, but I know it worked on the album. You know what I mean?
I thought it did.
It
It
totally
worked great,
worked.
man.
Yeah, it worked.
That song sticks in your head, man.
Yes.
I'll catch myself like S.T. Posse. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it sticks, man. It
Yeah.
definitely sticks in your head, man. So listen, what finally convinced you? Because you look after the break from that other Venice band that you should be very proud of. So we'll name it Suicidal Tendencies.
Yes,
but-
Yeah.
you should be very proud that like what you did with them
Was their best.
is a fucking legacy,
yeah,
and it will go down in history as a legacy.
right.
So
We can skip all
Oh,
the stuff.
thank you.
yeah,
We could skip everything that happened with them afterwards,
Yeah.
but
Their
you know-
best stuff was when you were there.
you
Yeah.
stayed active in the Venice scene. I mean, I think you played with what? Uncle Slam, you played with Beowulf, you played, and you were at the board, producing stuff, and so you were always involved, right, with Venice. But,
Yeah.
But what finally convinced you to like do this Louicidal band, man? What got? Because I know when you guys started, I think you were just going out and playing like the old Suicidal songs, right?
Yeah. Well, let me go back a little bit. Why that happened like that was after Suicidal Tendencies. I did Uncle Slam and everything, but after that, I was just like, man, the whole scene kind of bums me out. You know what I mean? I was all walking around with a cloud over my head. But I still wanted to play music because that's my inner core thing, right? So I just flipped the switch and started doing the ska with some friends and reggae. But so I did that for like many. I'm still playing in Horny Toad. We still play.
Nice.
Same guys, right? So, fast forward, 20-something years, maybe 30 is close to, 20-something. Yeah, 20-something years, close to 30 years. Anyway, I was working for Fishbone, and Rocky George was in Fishbone, right?
Yeah.
And they were playing Institution, and I didn't know that. I was a roadie. I was working. I had a new kid. I was just trying to make money, dude. And I was just like, I went on the road for a few years with these guys. But the first time they played, and for the first time they played all through the years that I was working for them, they're always playing Institutionalized. Like the verse, I was like, oh, the first time I heard it, I was like, damn. And like the kids went nuts, and like, you know what I mean? So, that was like, damn, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And then so that kept going and going, and you know, and then it got to a point where, like, you know what, I want to start playing again, because you know. And I thought about how many songs I did, and I was just thinking about the songs that I wrote. I was like, there's a nice set there. You know what I mean? So that's what happened. I was just like, damn, I should smarten up here and play my own damn music. And basically, I wasn't sad or mad anymore about the split. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took many years just to, you know, snap out of it. I had these badass friends of mine that were like, dude, use that name, go play it. Dude, this is all through the 90s and the early 2000s. I just didn't have the heart to do it. Now it's just like, hey, man, I want to start playing my shit, you know?
Oh, yeah. And you should, man.
Yeah, you had that one thing that clicked, man. You know, and you were like, hey, man, let's do it. You know?
Yeah.
So
first one I called was, Ralph. You know, and he was on, and I got some other guitar players, and you know, I still talk to Rock, and we're doing a show, Louis Silas in Tijuana, like next week. He was a hair nipple away from doing the show, but we're just talking, yeah. But hopefully, I can get him in, and we'd be badass.
Oh, that would
be, what I mean?
That would be so cool if you had Rocky, man.
Oh, yeah.
Rock like that join the Army lineup, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah. Rocky George and Leeds were just killer, man.
Yes.
He's a great player.
And you should be playing that stuff. Like we were just saying before we were talking to you, you know, if Suicidal only ever put out like that first 2 albums, that's all that's needed. Because you know what? I mean, was there good stuff after that? Yeah. But those first 2 were it, you know, especially the very first one. I mean, to me, that was a game-changing album. And if that was the only album that band ever put out, I would have been good with it.
Yeah, that was really fun, man. And I am blessed. I'm glad I was at the right place at the right time. Everything had to be synced perfectly for that thing to drop the way it did, and you know, be a part of history the way it is. You know.
Well, I mean, you guys changed. You know, it's very rare. Right, like you have a lot of bands that are influential in punk rock or influential in metal or whatever genre you're in. It's very rare that a band comes along. In fact, I think it's unique to what you guys did. You created your own scene. You really created like so there was punk rockers and but you know, then all of a sudden, like, this new phenomenon that was uniquely Californian, that was uniquely Los Angeles, comes out of suicidal punks, right? And it sprang, you know, Excel and Beowulf and, you know, all these other bands and this whole, like, community of kids that were adopting not only the look, but, you know, creating their own lifestyle and their own scene just based around, their own culture. I can't think of another band that's ever done that. And
no, I can't either.
No.
And, you know, I know out here on the East Coast, we knew all about that stuff. You know, I mean, we weren't just in, like, you know, Chicanos and stuff like that, but, you know, we knew all about, like, the whole, like, Venice scene, everything like that, and we knew all about you guys. Wow. So it was just like, you know, and out here you guys caught, like, wildfire out here. Like I was telling Chuck a story before, when Suicidal's first album came out, we couldn't find it in any of our suburban mall record stores. So we had one of our friends' moms drive us into the city to this record store with everybody's money. And we walked in, we're like, do you have this album? And they said, yeah. And we're like, we'll take every copy you have. And we brought them back to the suburbs, and everybody got their freaking album, man. And that's North Jersey, man. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's badass.
No, it was cool. You know, like we were saying, you know, like there was that divide between, you know, metalheads and punks. Like, you know, you weren't supposed to cross over. You know, I don't know if it was like that out in the West Coast. Here it was. It was like, you know, you can't be a metalhead and like punk, like vice versa. And then you guys came out and it was like, now it's all cool. That was awesome.
we weren't trying to do that. We were just doing our thing.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I mean?
awesome.
And it was, I kind of forgot what I was saying, but I was just thinking about the good old times. But we were just doing our thing for our friends because we hadn't put a record out, or everybody, you know, we were kids, you know, 19. And we just wanted our own record out because all these other bands had a record out just for us and our friends, you know what I mean? And I remember telling myself, I guess a few years before that, we'd go to these clubs, kind of like disco clubs, and at the end of the night, this one club called Osco's over there in Hollywood, they'd play Amoeba. I was like, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? But, and at the end of the night, so there we are. I was hanging out with some friends, not punk rockers, but there we are trying to slam dance, all goofy at the end of the night, drunk. and so a year after that, I joined the band, and I stopped listening to all my music, all that I was raised on, and I just went all punk, right? And I remember telling my friends, who does that song, All Me Bar? I didn't know it was me, but... Who did that song, All Me Bar? You guys know what song I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
By the Adolescents?
Yeah.
And so, I go, this is because back then I was all like, there wasn't too many polished records that I heard. Other than that, I mean, I heard Black Flag and stuff like that. But that Adolescent album had a real rock vibe, metally and kind of punk, kind of you know what I mean?
And it was it was well produced,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
And I was just if we can do a punk record that sounds like that, and the energy of Minor Threat, and I go, man, that's all we wanted to do, and so that was my early influence into punk was those albums, So. And I think we did that.
You did that. You blew both of those albums away, both of those bands away. To tell you the truth.
Thanks, man. But those are good albums. But the Minor Threat, Discord, and the other one I was mentioning, they're great.
No,
yeah. So I got to tell what's his name, the guitar player from the Adolescents. What's his name? Anyway, I just saw him at this Nelly club, and I just told him what I told you guys, and he was pretty stoked to hear that. He was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." So with Grant Estes and the production that we got, with the guitars and stuff, yeah, we did that. And plus, we're just doing it, man. But we did it from the heart back then, and hence you got that out.
So what was it like, because L.A., during that time frame, especially coming from Venice, Santa Monica, the whole West LA area,
Dogtown and all.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys got a bad rap for a while, because you had the look, you had the
Hey, bro, we deserved that bad rap. We did some stupid.
Well, that's
I apologize.
That's
because
that's where I was gonna go.
We're young, and all we wanted to do was fight and cause trouble, and we had our own look. Like I said, everything had to drop perfectly for everything that happened the way it did. You know what I mean? The music, the culture, the style, everything.
It could have never happened at another time or place.
No, everything was perfect. And, but we did some I apologize for a lot of stupid shit we did, but so we deserved a lot of that bad rap.
No,
we weren't angels, you know what I mean?
Listen, man, I used to go to, we'll all right, so we'll go here now. I moved down to Long Beach in the 80s, and there was a place called Fender's Ballroom. I think you remember it.
Fender's Ballroom.
And there was, I think everybody working security there was from the Sons of Samoa, and yeah, and then you had the Long Beach Suicidal Punks, right? And then you had
Dougie Nutty.
Yep. And then you had the whole Venice, crew, because and for a while that was kind of the only place a lot of those bands could play, right? And but that was a scary place, man, especially if you weren't from if you didn't know somebody there, it could get really rough, man. And so go back, man. Give me some the craziest memory you have from Fender's Ballroom, whether it was with Suicidal or just hanging out, or if you were in Uncle Slam or whatever at the time. You gotta have something cool, and you don't have to incriminate anybody.
Well, I've been there a handful of times. But it was, like you said, it was a very violent environment. You know what I mean? And I wasn't used to it because we were used to bringing it on. You know what I mean? But if you weren't there, they were bringing it on too. But the good thing about it is that there were suicidal punks. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
There was a brethren. You know what I mean? And it was gnarly, dude. I was like, holy, right? And good thing I was in with the right people, right? All the Samoans, Sons of Samoans, the Long Beach Suicidal, and that. But this one time I was playing, I think it was with Uncle Slam, and and I guess there was some skins there or something, and they threw something at us on the stage, and what the? I remember going, what the? And all I seen was the guy. I seen the guy's hand come back, like I caught the tail end of the throw, you know.
Right.
And I'm on the mic. I was talking. I was pissed off, and who the is that? And all of a sudden, I just see behind the dude, like simultaneously, like a finger pointing down, like is it him? Like, I'm all, no, the next one, him, and they mopped this motherfucker up. But it was just funny because that's how quick it was.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, something got thrown, and then you know, there's hands being like, they're pointing like, this one, that one, no, yeah, that one.
That one.
And I was on stage.
Get his
that was
ass,
fucking
man.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more little story that I was there with Tiny. Do you remember Tiny?
No, I don't.
Anybody? He was a suicidal roadie guy, big brother, hat flipped up, the biggest black dude you ever seen in your life, and he was a suicidal, man. And he knew all the Long Beach suicidals. You know, I didn't even know him, you know.
Right.
I know a handful of them. But I forget what clique it was, but somebody was getting jumped out, and this guy that was getting jumped out came up to Tiny and goes, "Hey man, can you just make sure it doesn't get out of hand?" You know. So he goes, "Yeah." So Tiny and I watched this guy get jumped out, man, and they mopped him up pretty good. But you know, he got to live to tell about it, you know, because he didn't get too bad roughed up, but he got pretty beat up pretty bad. But he got to walk away. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like that was a common occurrence, and but the guy was badass. He was down enough and took it. You know what I mean? And didn't fight back. Just take it.
Sure.
Just like that. You know what I mean?
See, I always think, and I don't want to stir up any bad here, but I always hear Mike, who I think I don't know the dude, but I think my opinion is he kind of cosplayed for a while, or still is cosplaying. And I know he's from.
What does that mean? Wait, what'd you say? Cows playing?
Cosplaying, like kind of wearing a costume, you know.
Oh.
Because my feeling was, from the outside perspective, was that he kind of when it was beneficial to the band to have that whole, to have the crews and the cliques and everybody out there throwing down, then it was cool. But the minute that it became unbeneficial, then you try to downplay that whole oh no, there's no gangs, we have nothing to do with that. And I think the reality is that I was telling these guys growing up in California, gang culture permeated everything in California. So it wasn't it was definitely huge within the punk rock scene, and you can't really downplay the especially the Long Beach Suicidals and the Venice Boys and all that. You really have to accept it for what it was at the time. But that just was part of the culture. That was part of being in Los Angeles. But my thoughts have always been with Mike was that he, it was really cool for him when it helped elevate his own status. But then once it started to harm him, that's when he kind of pushed away and was like, "Oh no, we have nothing to do with that. That's a gang culture, right? Am I getting it right?"
Pretty much, without me saying anything. I'm letting you go. I'll let you go at it.
All right.
Splatterhead's very wise.
Yeah. We'll leave it there then, and we won't.
No, but that was in a nutshell. You know what I mean?
Right. And meanwhile, there's guys that are literally going to prison and dying. And,
putting in work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And because it was a rough scene, man. It was a real rough scene, and unfortunately, I've talked to Dale about this. Not everybody made it out, and those of us who did, it's very, you got to count your blessings, man. Because if you made it to this point in life now, and none of us ever thought we were going to make it past 25 years old, right? And here we are, but we have to remember that a lot of people didn't make it. and those homies went down. They went down for. So I understand that the resentment. I mean, I have no dog in that fight because I'm not from Venice. I'm not from Long Beach, and I don't. But I can appreciate the. Not just from the band point of view, but just from the street mentality. I can understand the resentment and the anger that goes on there with whatever. We'll move on from that.
So what do you got coming up now as far as your with the new band? Like, what are you planning on doing? Hitting the road? What's going on?
East Coast shows?
Yeah, we're gonna do a Midwest thing, but we're gonna start, like in Maine.
All right.
And then we did the East Coast run last summer, I think. And we went from it was close to Maine all the way down to Miami. We didn't hit New Jersey though, but we got a cool booking. A guy that books us, and we go in a van. We just down up and down the coast, and we do it. I'm probably gonna do a Midwest run in September, and then soon after that do an East Coast, because right now I'm all about playing music. I'm balls deep and catching up and playing some music, especially on this, the old suicidal stuff and the new suicidal stuff.
You got to play the new suicidal stuff.
Yeah,
pump that out there because it's so good.
Yes.
Oh, thanks. I don't know why my manager Patrick's been telling me that he's saying you got to stop doing it. You don't want to be a cover band. I know I'm not a cover band, but
right.
So
yeah.
but thank you for saying it, because I do have to put that fire under my ass as far as playing, the new stuff, more new stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good news on those two albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That I should be playing. So.
Yeah, dude. Those two albums are phenomenal.
You do an East Coast tour, and you're coming through North Jersey. Play the Stanhope House.
Yes.
And you'll know me when you see me.
Yes.
I'll be.
What's it called?
It's called the Stanhope House. It's in Stanhope, New Jersey. You'll see everybody, Agnostic Front, Cro-Mags, everybody plays there.
Blaster just played there last summer.
Yeah, Nashville, Pussy, DRI, everybody.
When we're done, if you could, when we're done, if you could just text me that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
It's a small room. It's great.
Because I am going to be booking an East Coast run. We'll probably be a month or two right after the Midwest thing I do,
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll definitely text it to you.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We will definitely pack that shit up.
Is City Gardens still there or no?
No.
Long gone.
City Gardens is long gone, brother. I seen you guys in City Gardens. That's long gone. Showplaces just a strip club, and that's all it is anymore. They don't have bands, so. Yeah.
Stanhope House now is kind of about it.
Yeah,
now.
Stanhope House, but then they have places in the city, but
Yeah, for North Jersey, Stanhope House.
For North Jersey, grab the Stanhope House, man.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Right.
You'll love it. 6-inch stage.
Yeah.
Small room, but it packs.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
I've seen touring bands in there on a Wednesday night, and it's standing room only.
Yes.
So you'd be good to go there. We'd love to have you, and you'll know me when you see me, because I'll be the only guy in New Jersey wearing Ben Davis shorts, cholo tights.
Yep. Yes, you will, man. You'll know Chuck as soon as you see him, man.
Everybody still laughs at me out here.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You'll know me.
Right.
You'll know me because I'm the guy with the long hair, Pabst Blue Ribbon shirt, and Agnostic Front T-shirt.
And he might be the guy that you see getting thrown out of the venue.
Yeah. But I'm old now, so I won't stab anybody. It's like I have to get pushed to real far beyond my boundaries that I used to have.
Yeah, we don't like to fight. We know we can get down.
Right.
We just don't like.
We don't.
We're ready to have our backs against the wall.
Yeah, we don't like to go there, but I will go there.
Yeah.
If we need to,
Hey,
we try not to.
Here you go, man. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Right now, what are some bands you want to throw out in Venice, L.A. bands you think are good? That
we may not have heard.
That nobody's heard, that need to get out there. Throw us out some names.
What kind? Any kind of genre or whatever?
Of course, man. Yeah.
any kind of genre. You know, punk, hardcore.
Funk, whatever.
The funk, ska. You know.
Yeah, there's a band. My friends down the way. They're called Meet Me at the Pub, and they do like ska punk, Rasta stuff as well. You know, kind of like Horny Toad. Oh, and Horny Toad's another good band, but yeah, Meet Me at the Pub. Who else? There's a band we've been playing a lot with from Phoenix, the Asswipe Junkies, and they're like a real fun band.
Yeah, that's a great name.
Asswipe Junkies, yeah, they're a really fun band, and we've been letting them play with us, taking them to shows and stuff. Who else? Brain fart. But there's who else? There's some, I can't think of them right now. But those two bands are really fun to play with, hang out with, and the music is really fun too.
Yeah, well,
the Asswipe Junkie in the pub.
We'll definitely check them out, man.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right, well, a couple more things if you got time. Thanks for taking the call, by the way, too.
Sure.
So
no problem. I'm just kicking back, a little hungover, just relax.
That's all right.
That's
we're
us too.
Same thing.
Yeah, we're brewing beer. We're smoking freaking sausage. We're freaking.
Oh, dude, where am I at? Hey, Randy.
Hey,
Randy,
listen, you play Stanhope
ever
House.
know
This could all be
Randy
you.
now?
What's that?
Yeah. Well, did you guys know Randy? Randy now? What's his name? Randy?
Oh yeah, Randy Now from City Gardens, but Randy Now's Man Cave and
Yeah. Whatever happened to him?
He's still active. He has like a place called Randy Now's Man Cave, which is like a store in Bordentown, and he has bands play like during the summertime and stuff. He has bands play out on the sidewalk. City Gardens is long gone. They came out with a cool book. I don't know. You guys were in the book several times.
You guys have made a lot of books.
It's called No Slam Dancing, No Stage Diving, No Spikes.
Yes.
It's the story of City Gardens.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He was our manager for a minute. So, well, not manager, tour. He'd take us on the road, and he was the driver and took money or hookers took money from him. Yeah, funny stories, man.
Yeah.
All right, here's one for you. I'm gonna ask you a question that I asked Dale too. What's your most memorable experience from the Welcome to Venice tour? Because I've only heard stories, man. I got one from Dale. Let's get one from Louiche.
Wow, there's a couple good, man, there's like a handful of stories about that. I think we're in Guernsville, and we're in a hotel, and there was literally, we had like one room with like maybe easy 20 heads in there, at a prime, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was like 85 or something.
Yeah.
Around there, so we were already, suicidal was a name already, you know what I mean? So, so we're just having fun, we're a bunch of punks with, doing our thing, and we're in our hotel room, and there was I'm literally 20 something. We're all just during the day drinking beer, and then all of a sudden we go, hey man, be quiet, I hear something. And it was next door. It was some guy slapping around his girlfriend. And we started hitting the wall. Like, man, leave her alone through the. I think it was the little heater or the vents. Man. Girl, we're being dicks too.
Right.
He was a dick. We were trying to be more of a dick. You know what I mean? And then you hear the guy like, man, you guys, you and this and that. We're all you, and we're getting back and forth at the wall, and so I'm going over there. Well, come on, motherfucker. So, and then we all go, come on. So there was like 20 of us in front of the, got in front of the door, and we waited for the right time for him to knock. And when he opened the door, or when we opened the door, because he knocked, he pounded on the door. We opened the door, we just hard as fuck, like what we had like our hands and everything, like weapons. But it was just like we knew damn well he was gonna. He was standing there with a chain in his hand, like he was ready to get down. And there was 20 of us gnarly that wanted to beat him down too. But once he saw us all, he just turned and walked away and just went back to his like motherfucker. So that was a really cool, fun time, and came, to bring it, but he didn't want to. He would have got mopped up, and too many of us. It would have been overkill.
Yeah,
so.
he just wanted to be. He just wanted to be a bitch and beat his old lady. That's all he wanted to do. Yeah.
What was that?
I said he just wanted to be a bitch and beat his old lady, but he didn't want to see the rest of you.
But we wanted to have fun, like his, the awe effect of him seeing all of us, like
sure,
right there in front, just like what,
sure,
fucker, like, and that was to us, that was the fun part, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
The look on his face, like we're gonna f you up no matter what you do.
Yeah.
You know what?
We're just having fun because we know damn well he wouldn't have stepped up, but we would have brought him into our room and
You know what the funniest part of that story is? Is that when we asked Dale for memories from the Welcome to Venice tour, it was also about Gurneyville, but it was a completely different story.
You guys were on acid in the woods.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember Dale. Dale was standing there. We're like outside by, I don't know where we were, but we're like off some road, and we're all frying. And I remember looking at Dale, and Dale had his hands in his pocket the whole time and looking down. And I'm all like, what are we doing? And just about like 10 years ago, I finally asked him, I go, dude, why were you standing? I remember you just had your hands in your pocket the whole time. You're just like you're scared of something. You're just, you're looking down the whole way. What, you remember that? He goes, yeah. I go, why did you have your hands in your pockets the whole time? He goes, dude, I was afraid my hands were going to drop to the ground. Like his hands are just going to fall all the way down and hit the ground. And I just start laughing my ass off because that totally makes sense.
So
that totally makes sense,
So have you heard?
And it was funny because we got the acid from a bunch of Grateful Dead people.
Yeah.
That's how he said you ended up in the woods because of the Deadhead,
man. Yeah,
that's some real shit.
Yeah. So have you?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. Keep it going.
So our driver Larry, one of our boys, man, he was frying, but he had this a rainbow wig afro. And we got back in his van, we're driving, and we're all frying. He's got this afro wig with these black wraparound glasses with his long nose. And he, we call him boner body. And he's got this rainbow wig, and we get pulled over by the cops. And the cops are like, you take that wig off. It's funny shit that I remember it. Because we're all frying. They let us go, man, but they sweat us a little bit. We got to, they didn't do nothing, but you take that wig off. And we're all like, all serious. Like, what? Wrong, man. Why are you yelling at us? Hilarious time.
The cops pull over a van. There's a clown driving, and a bunch of guys in the back with Pendletons and bandanas on. And they're yelling at the fucking clown.
That was probably a safe bet, though. Yell at the clown. Leave the guys in the back alone.
Leave the guys in the back alone.
Obviously, the clown is the problem in this one.
Right.
Yeah. But it was just funny because, I remember, he was all serious with his wig. Like, he forgot he had it on. He was all like acting all serious with his wig. Funny dude.
Hilarious, great, man. So have you? So you Dale came on and collaborated with you a little bit on the last album. Have you heard any of the new that they're working on? Because he's got some new going on right over at the Beowulf camp.
Yeah, he's got some new stuff. I heard some stuff. His stuff's really good, really good.
Awesome.
And I was at a practice the other day. Sounds really good. I think they were working with another drummer, one of the little saddle drummers that we use. What's his name? Vince Salcido. Plays with Dago Abortions and a handful of the other bands. Cholos on Acid. But, it sounds really good.
Cholos on Acid sounds like the story that you and Dale just told.
Yeah, there you go. That was us.
It's like,
Just add
that's
in,
good.
just add in the woods.
but they weren't Cholos. They weren't Cholos. They were Sueys, man.
Yeah.
That's just the way it went. That's funny, man. But yeah, I know Dale is. Man, when he lost Gina, it was like rough. But I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a Beowulf album out where he doesn't have a song dedicated to her. And then he lost her, and I was really worried about the dude for a little bit. But it seems like it kind of got him, out there playing more and being more active. And I think that's probably good for him. And it was, I gotta tell you, man, that collaboration that you guys did, One Steel Soldier, is a great tune, man.
Sure it is.
That's it's one.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
That was another Horny Toad song.
wow.
Oh,
my
cool.
my two
That was-
favorite songs on the records were Horny Toad songs.
There you go.
And you got,
There you go.
What soundtracks were the Horny Toads on? Right, you guys were on some movie soundtracks too.
Well,
I know. I don't remember the damn soundtracks.
I don't remember. It was nothing big, but it just hit me right now. We just got the manager we're working with just got, I guess, Horny Toad, the song called Vampire Ska onto a movie, and we're just doing the paperwork for that now. I mean, I don't even know the name of the movie, but they sent us a nice fat check for the song,
Nice.
and it's called Vampire Ska, and it's a fun track.
Nice. I think there was a TV show that you guys had a song on too, actually. But I can't remember what the hell it was. But
Might have been Shiver, the song Shiver.
yeah, but
Snowball.
I remember when I first heard it like playing, and I told my wife, I was like, that's Louiche from Suicidal Tendencies band. She was like, ah, nice.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, must have been Shiver, yeah.
So, man, this has been a great call, and we're gonna use this interview for 2 podcasts. We have a podcast that's just kind of all over the map, which is about booze, rock and roll, punk rock.
And we exchange recipes.
Yeah, we do that too. And we have
Oh,
another.
that's good. I'm a fan of food.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. We give the people what they want.
Yes.
And then we have another one that's basically a football podcast. And
Oh, cool.
I only know these 2 guys because I'm a Raiders fan.
And we're Raiders fans.
And I meet Raiders fans in New Jersey, and we started a damn club. So
Yes.
we're the official New Jersey chapter of the Black Hole.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
what football team do you get down with, Louiche?
The Raiders.
All right.
Of course you do.
I've seen the hat.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But in saying that, it's Raider. LA is Raider Nation over here.
right.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really quiet over there all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But I grew up a Rams fan. I have my Rams jacket, LA Rams. My
Right,
dad.
right.
Okay. We get
I
that.
was a Rams fan, so I got a little soft spot in my heart for the Rams. I'm not an over the top, and to be honest, I don't watch as much football as I used to. I'm watching more basketball for some reason, but I still love football, and but I'm a Rams fan, but more importantly and mostly a Raider fan.
Well, look,
Hey, listen, really quick. I have to cut Ladder off here. Listen, you play Stanhope House in Jersey. You come over here by Groby's place. We drink some beer. We smoke some sausages. That soft spot for the Rams is going to harden up real quick. And you'll be 100% Raider when you're done.
All
here.
right. Well, I would love to. I'd love
I
to
promise
take
you
that
that.
challenge.
look, the we appreciate,
we can have some North Jersey freaking herbal essence too, man.
I was leaving that to you.
makes it
That's
a
your
little better.
forte.
we appreciate that you're from LA, and the Rams were LA's team.
Yes.
Until the Raiders moved down there,
Yes.
and then it became Raider Central.
Yeah.
But but you gotta respect being from the whole, Venice, Santa Monica suicidal scene, that, the Raiders shifted the game, man. Then it was like that was the gang banging football team.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Especially like in Long Beach, man. All those gangsters, man, wore the gear. We all wore the gear.
Sure. Oh, I got one more thing to bring up, man. So Long Beach, right, was a big central part of like the whole suicidal punk scene. And so I'm watching an episode of like Gangland a couple years ago, and there's an East Asian gang in Long Beach that still wear suicidal hats and I think they call themselves Long Beach Suicidal something. I don't think they have any connection at all. I doubt they've ever even heard of suicidal tendencies.
Do they make really good like Korean barbecue tacos?
They're like a serious like Southeast Asian gang that's dominant in Long Beach now. But somehow that morphed from the suicidal crew. Have you ever heard of those guys? Do you have any idea what like?
I'm not sure, but I just know the Long Beach Suicidals. With Dougie Nutty, my homeboy.
Right, from way back. Yeah.
Way back, yeah, but I haven't heard the one you just said.
Yeah, it's a whole like Southeast Asian crew, and they're wearing suicidal hats, and I watched the whole thing on them. Like, these guys have no idea like where this culture came from.
Maybe they bought the hats at like Neiman Marcus or something. I think where like Slayer shirts were being sold. So.
I think it probably just organically evolved because they're in Long Beach.
Yes,
it just became what it is. But anyway, brother, thank you for the time, and we really appreciate you coming on. And what we do at the end of these is we just say we give our guests a chance to just shout out anything you have to say, message about what's coming up with the band, or anything you want to say, man, positive, negative, throw it out there. It's
all right.
Free form for you.
Hell yeah, man! Thanks again for having me. We're gonna be touring in August, September, doing a little thing in Japan for a handful of shows with TSOL, and we're gonna do maybe 2 weeks in Canada, the northeast part of the East Coast part of Canada. Sorry, and then doing a Midwest run, and then after that, probably doing an East Coast run where I want to play you guys' club. And check us out on Facebook, the Louicidal Band page, and Instagram, Louicidal Venice Punks. Say what's up, and keep rocking now, and thanks for having me on your show.
Hey, thanks for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
No problem, brother. But just so you know, I live behind a bar in Ogdensburg, New Jersey, and we have a stage built right now. So if you want to come and do one of your famous backyard shows, let's go.
Yeah.
Fly us out, and we'll do it.
All right, brother.
Listen, man. Listen.
Hey, but thanks again, guys, and let me know when this is in the air, or if you want to text me that club name, because I'm seriously gonna tell whoever's booking our next East Coast run, because we didn't do New Jersey.
Okay.
The last time
Yeah.
Hey.
And so I would love, Jersey's badass, man. It's hard to go over there, and so, I like to get a little bit of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, man.
We'll send you all the details, brother.
Yeah, definitely. We hope you get out here, and listen, we'll take care of you. And another thing, I want to thank you for helping me to piss off every high school teacher I had with your first suicidal album. And the actions that came from that album. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Hey, I want to thank you for I learned a life lesson when I got into suicidal. Like I told you, I lived in a town called Salinas, and which is right next to Soledad Prison, which is right next to where the Norteños started up. And I learned within a couple of days after getting into suicidal tendencies that wearing a fucking blue bandana in that town as a 14-year-old white kid was a bad idea.
Oh, yeah. Better wear red, homie.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm just a punk rocker. I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah, man. They take things serious, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, brother. Thank you so much. And
Hey, man, thanks.
I'll send you the link as soon as this is out. You're going to be on both shows. So you're going to be on the
Very
Fan Club
cool.
Blitz, which comes out this week. And then you'll be on Inebriation Nation, which will be out in a couple of weeks. So I'll send you the link. And
Anytime.
all right. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank
Cool,
you.
brother. Later.
Take care, brother.
Thank you guys very much. Anytime you guys need me, just holla.
We will.
All right, brother.
You might be a regular guest.
Yeah, it was a fun chat.
Right on, man. All right, you guys.
All right, this is Tom. I guess we're going to be wrapping up our show here. If you have any questions for me, or you want to call in and talk about anything you want on the Raider Fan Club Blitz, our number is 732-798-0257. Feel free. Ask me about Mr. Skittles. I love Mr. Skittles. We're also going to give a shout out to the Irish Cottage, our home base. They are located at 602 Route 23 North in Franklin, New Jersey. And their number is 973-827-2090. And give us a call. Let us know what you think. Questions, comments, anything you want to say. Feel free. Talk to you next week. Bye.